Luna's log. Entry 1. Dave and Sally are making progress. I am helping them to explore this fungal planet, gathering data and finding materials. My rotors are getting full of green fungi. Sally has decided to adopt a pet, though I do not think she wants to keep it. Whenever she moves, parts of the creature tear away with a slurping sound. Meanwhile, Dave's constipation seems to be caused by him hosting a fungal being of some sort. This symbiotic relation does appear to have benefits. The world appears to see him now as part of the ecosystem. We are close to constructing our research facility, which may help Dave and Sally with their fungal infection. I am keeping an eye on them as they seem to not trust each other as much as they used to. Luna. Logging off.
Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to episode 4 of Unsettled as we play Task B of Wenora, the starting planet in the box, but there is a Task A, that's the starting task for the game. In the last game, we did quite a bit. I'm sure that you spent a moment, hopefully, listening to Sally's recap of the previous episode, and we're going to get right on with it. Now, I did catch one thing that I want to point out. It's not really a mistake, but I guess it is.
Luna thinks you made a mistake. Did you?
And yes, I didn't mark, I was forgetting to mark the areas where we claimed our 3 discoveries there, opportunities. So I marked them now, we're good. That's the only thing I can think of that I saw in editing that may have been a mistake. So that's it, let's move on. Diving right in, we're going to start this round with Sally because, well, we need to get, before our guy Dave goes, we need him to have a breakthrough in chemistry. It's very important in this scenario for him to do that. We are prepared with everything else. That's the only thing left that we need to do on his turn. So I'm pretty excited about that. We're going to get some things done here that's going to advance our story. And I think we've done it pretty efficiently so far. I feel there's some inefficient things that we did, mainly because of Sally's roving tentacle knot. But, you know, we're going to take care of that, hopefully, as well. So for her first turn, here's what she's going to do. Now, we got her dice all set up, and we're ready to go. Now, it really doesn't matter. This one is obviously going to be the, well, not obviously, but going to be the one we rest, so we can get that ticked back up. And I think what we're going to do with this, since it really doesn't matter, I think we're just going to spend, well, I can't investigate the scarab. I could have Luna, yes, I think we're going to, so first thing we're going to do, let's go to Luna. Sally is going to have Luna look for data in that location right there. Looks like data is really important for us right now. So we're going to get some extra data so we can use some of our robotics breakthroughs and some other things that we need to do. So let's do that.
Scanning for data.
Okay, we did that. Now we're not going to move Luna. We're going to leave her there. I need her there for something important. So let's go back to her board. Oh, the next thing we're going to do, I don't need to go back to her board. I'll just move over to what the action is that she's going to take. The next thing that she's going to do is she's going to take her blue die and she's going to put it right here. And we already have, yeah. We're going to put it right here so we can gather. It's going to tick that down for her. We're going to gather the 2 information bits that are on her node there, on Luna's node.
I have discovered new data. Uploading now.
Okay, and that was that. So that was a good, I think we got a good turn. We got one more thing to do. It's the most important thing of her turn as she sits there with these terrible spores on her. She's counting on Dave to get these things off for this turn, which is one of the reasons she's not going to move. I really don't have the opportunity to tick down her dice any further. What she is going to do is place this here on Theorize. She's an altruist, and in this current situation, her Theorize is not going to do anything for her, but it will give 2 insight to another player. So that is unfortunately going to go down all the way there, which is okay. But what it is going to do for us is we are now going to gain additional comprehension, because that's 1 and then 2. So it wraps around. I think, what are we going to do? Do we want to get a good smattering of everything? I need an, I'm going to have this, so I'm going to need engineering. So he's going to revisit engineering. So we went 1 and then 2 around to here. That is amazing. Oh, there we go. Sorry, bump that. That is going to be there. But what we do get is we get to have a chemistry breakthrough. And we're going to put that right here. So now we have access to the FTL Foresight ability. We have to tick down a die or 2 dice twice once, or 2 dice once each. 2 cubes rather. Once you've placed and regrouped all of your focus, you may place and then regroup one of them again. That's pretty good. We don't need to rest, but he's got some great dice. He could actually use that this turn perhaps. But the other thing that it does is it gives us a breakthrough. So we're going to see what chemistry breakthrough Dave gets from getting that that insight, that comprehension. So every time you gain a comprehension, you gain one of these. Ingest. This is going to require materials, which we do have. Ingest pearlescent slurry. We're all about pearlescence. His other thing is absorb pearlescence. An explorer currently within one node may ignore time symbols on node's edge for the remainder of this turn. We might actually do that right away. Since I have the ability to do that, I think we might. Because he is going to move, and I won't have to spend his time then getting to the next base when it's his turn. But it's not his turn yet, it's still Sally's. Sally does have a free move, but she's not going to take advantage of that right now. She would like to get some more comprehension in there, but she's used all her dice. She actually had Luna gather some things. We're not going to move Luna. We're not going to do any of that. So I think that all we're going to do now is gather her dice. Now, she has the first one of her Terrapath abilities, which is super cool. However, I'm going to put these this way because we're going to tick them up. However, the problem with it is that it requires her to move, and I don't want to tick down her dice with these tentacles hanging on to her, right? She would have ticked down this one last. She'd be completely unable to do anything next turn but recover or gain some support. Not great. But so we're not going to do that. She's just going to stay there, and then she will recover next turn. Actually, which one did I mess up? Which one? I got to go back in my thing and see. I used one to do this. I used one to do that, and then this one rested. So this one should be to 1, right? I'll go back and look just to be sure. But one of these was at a 1. I got to get that up there. And we'll take a look. Okay, yeah, it looks like this, actually. This is what her dice look like. She's going to have to do some recovery next turn for sure and rest some things up. She rested her orange die. All right, that's going to mark the end of her turn. We're going over to Dave. Dave's got a number of things that he has to do. Luckily, he's got the dice to do them. So the first action that he's going to take, let's go take a look at Dave. He is going to help Sally. And to do that, we need to get rid of these roving tentacles here. As you can see, it's going to require me to do this right here. We're going to put a die here. We are going to gain an insight. That's cool. If it's the orange die, we will use the orange die. And that is going to allow this to come off. We still get an anomaly from this. It's just a difficult thing. And so we need to both be there. We are. We need to put a die there. We are. We're going to put the orange die there. It'll tick down to 2. And I'll put that down, and then we're going to get rid of this on Sally. So she no longer has this. It was removed from her team. You know, Dave went and spent a lot of time pulling these tentacle creatures off and throwing them out of the ship and putting her in decontamination on the scarab and got them all off. Which means that he does gain, because we did use his orange die, he does gain a comprehension, and he also gains an anomaly. Since he's the one that had to do it, it had to be the other someone who was not non-engaged, which Sally was, so she couldn't take it off of herself. But here we get. We rare polymers, so we've got this now. This is a rare polymer. We need engineering, which he does not have. Engineering comprehension. We're about to get that. We're not far. Close eyes and detonate. Discard. Put down one die, a tick, and charge to maximum. I'll take that. That's pretty cool. I got to tell you, Dave's getting beefed up. We got to beef Sally up. This creature really slowed her down on that front. He's got a lot of stuff going on. It's pretty cool. But anyway, that was his first action. He is then going to use his ingest pearlescent slurry to have an explorer currently within one node ignore time symbols. That can be himself. And it says limit once per turn. So he's going to use that on himself so that we don't waste any time. That's going to cost us one of our stored materials, so he's consuming it. He's slurping it up before he leaves the scarab and moves over to here. That would have cost him 1 time, but it doesn't now. Instead, it just gives him 1 comprehension. We can also do the FTL foresight. Says once you've placed and no, we don't want to do that. We're cool right now. We're fine. We don't need to do anything too crazy. It's a pretty costly thing to do. I can see where it'll come handy in a pinch. But while we're there, we're going to do something else, which is super, super cool. And we're going to do our first bit of research. So I'm going to put this down right here so you can see what we're going to do. And let's get to it. Okay, as you can see, it says research spores. We got to do that. Construct the research hut on any open build site. Then use Luna to perform an analysis on the infected, distressed explorer there. The infected explorer can be you, but doesn't have to be. And then it says perform upsetting analysis. So we're going to do that. First off, though, he, for no time at all, is because we have a robotics comprehension is going to build the research hut. Now we have to place a die there, so we're going to place the blue die there, which is going to tick it down 1. That's bad. That means that we're going to have it be empty. But what we do get to do is place the research hut down, which allows us to spend information to gain insight. So this die is currently not good. We're going to move our guys out of the way just a little bit so we can put this down. The research hut is built. We needed to do that. And then he's going to use this die to perform. It says when the focus cube, oh no, I can't get it done this turn. Oh no, I can't do this yet. In fact, I'm not going to use this die. This die will be the one he rests with. I can do it. I can actually do it. I can use my FTL foresight. Once you've placed and regrouped all of your focus cubes, you may place and then regroup one of them again. Okay, so we're going to actually do this way. So right now, I do have to place this. I'm going to put this in rest. I will do the research hut with this, which will put it down to a 2. And we did the anomaly with this, which we've already completed. This can go into the discards. It is done. We got our anomaly. Everything's ready for that. These are the dice as they are currently. As you can see, let me just get the whole board in place. We got this one is a 1. These ones are 2. We have to tick down 2, but we're going to get to use 1 again. Doesn't really matter which one. We're going to go 1 and 2. Now that means 2 separate dice or cubes. If it had 2 down arrows, we could do one of them, but we can't. So we tick those 2 down to activate our FTL foresight, which allows us to use another cube to do something cool. I think we're going to use the orange one actually. We're going to use that here. We're going to do this. Once you've placed and regrouped all your focus, you may place and regroup one of them again. You do not need to rest again. So we don't need to rest again. We're just going to place this, boom, just one of them to get this complete. That means this is going down to nothing, but that's okay. And then we get to finish this. We also have to spend 3 of our data of the 5 that we have in our storage. We have done that. We have myself there. I am, in fact, distressed. We have Luna there. She is analyzing Dave. He has both the robotics and chemistry comprehension. We placed our die, we had our hut built, and we spent our stuff. We have succeeded at this mission, and now we get to flip it over to that thing that's not so hot, right? But we will get there. Okay, now let's do that real quick as we go. So we succeeded at that. Now here we are. Toxic levels hazardous. Turns out we were right not to want to know. It's very upsetting. Also, turns out we're right to find out anyway. It's only getting worse. We figured out a way to whip up a quick antibiotic, but it's a stopgap at best. Add the yellow circles trigger tokens to the 2nd and 5th stage. Now this is 4 of 8. Okay, we just did 3, now we're on 4. We have to add them here. When this time marker reaches one of the triggers, the crew must either consume 3 materials or lose 4 focus. Oh, this is bad. We might lose 4 focus because I think we're only going to have 1 turn. No, we're going to have 2. That's good. Okay, we're going to have a whole full turn. We can get some more materials this way. But this is what we have to do. And we're going to start that off by putting these 2 tokens, one here and one here. It means we got to get everything done by the next turn. I haven't actually used... wait, actually, hold on. Hold on a second. We did use a time. We're not going to make it. We did that because Sarah had to rest her die, so I lost a time for that. Or Sally. And now he's going to have to do the same thing. He loses a time as well. It would have started there already, which is interesting because I would have placed my rest die before I did that. How does that work? When the time marker reaches one of these triggers, the crew must either consume. So I'm going to place my hedge my bets here. So when we triggered this, or when this event changed, I was already here, right? So it'd be like that. I don't think that would trigger it. I'm going to see if there's a clarity in the rules on that. We'll just see. I don't think there is, but we'll see. And if not, I'm going to play it that it doesn't trigger because we didn't do what it says, which is when the time marker reaches one. It's already there. We put the token down, so that would give me some time. Let's see if I can discern that, though. I found it, and I think I timed this right, by luck. It says you can consume time in a myriad of ways. We won't go over that. But it says here, if the marker moves on to a trigger, finish the marker's advancement, and then resolve the trigger in the order they were met. So we didn't land on a trigger. We didn't move onto a trigger. We were already there. So I'm going to say that this does not trigger yet. We have to go around one more to get to the other one before it triggers. And I think that's a fair assessment. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. But we were on to this new task, and as far as I can tell, there's nothing else that, well, Dave can use Luna. We haven't done Luna's stuff yet. She was just there to analyze. I wonder if that counts as her action. I don't think it does. It just says she has to be there. Use Luna to perform an analysis. Perform upsetting analysis. Man, it does say use Luna, and if you look at the turns, it says, that doesn't say anything about analysis. So I think we can still use her. That'd be awesome. And I think what we're going to do is have her gather some materials, right? So she's here with our guy. I think she'll have gather some materials, and then we'll move her up northward to explore this space here, perhaps. We shall see. And maybe we can head over there and do some mechanized puff deployment. We'll have to see on that too, but we definitely need some materials. So let's start there. She's going to look for some materials in this zone.
Scanning for materials.
Okay, then that was Dave's turn. That's it. I think there's nothing else for him to do. His dice are all done. He had rested. He had already done his thing. I think that is going to be it for him. Now, Sally's in a better place. She's a little more free to explore and do some things. We don't want to advance time too quickly. We got to gather those materials, which one of us has to do. Dave can do it on his next turn. He'll have to spend a die, but that's okay. His green die has a pip, so we'll see. Let's. She's actually not in good shape, though, as far as dice are concerned. So, Sally, what you going to do? I think we're going to rest a die for sure. Probably this one. We'll rest that. And then these two, we're not going to, no, we'll do that now. So I'll move the time marker up one. Hasn't clicked over yet. We're still okay. Then, the only thing she can really do is traverse. It's not that exciting. If she traverses into any of the spaces north of her, she's going to get a distress. And I don't know if I want to do that in this scenario. I don't think the hallucinations help us in this scenario. So we'll have to see. So I think she'll end up heading down south, which might cost her more time. But we also have a free move. And remember, well, she'll be more than one node away, so I can't use any... What's her ability? For each time symbol you cross on a node's edge using movement or traverse actions, this turn, gain, and she has ticked down one die, but she can't. So, I don't know. I think, man, if we do this, then this isn't good either. We need to recover some dice. I don't know how we do this effectively. It's pretty tough. Well, I have the vacuum up particles, which all explorers within one node lose a distress. I can afford to gain a distress, I guess. I can also afford to lose a time, I suppose. I have the materials I need. I just need to collect them. So we already advanced her time for this. So we got these two dice. I can spend this just to get another time and do it. I can't investigate there, so that's not helpful. I could traverse. Let's do this. Let's take our free move. Sally is going to move out of the scarab down to here to see what we can see. Okay, we have glowing lichen caves. Now this is going to advance our time one more. So we're going to need to definitely have Dave collect those materials before he takes any time, so we can spend them and not lose any pips on our dice. This is another build site, which is fantastic. When she gets down there, I don't know what she can do. She could investigate. I think that's really the only thing. I don't really want her to traverse because she will spend one more time reversing traversing in one direction or another. So I think she's going to have a short, unpleasant turn. By the way, we did cross over the threshold of our time. So before I forget, I want to make sure that we do this and drop our endurance. Yeah, I don't want her to spend any more time this turn because we still need to gather those materials. We don't have them yet, so we got to be a little more careful with that. I think what I will do with her is we can do two things. We are going to first take this orange die. We're going to put it in support. It says another local player. This kind of sucks. It's half useful, half not. Another local player would remove a distress, and also our trust goes back up, which means it goes to here. Now, if I can do the same thing with one of Dave's dice, which I possibly can, then we can get some pips back on our dice, which would be helpful. And like I said, I don't want to spend any more time, so I don't think we're actually going to use her other die. Honestly, I think we're just going to leave it there. And maybe we'll see what... yeah, she can take Luna's actions. We're not going to do anything different, so we're going to finish with her dice there. But let's go take Luna's actions right now, and then we'll get to... Hopefully in Dave's turn we'll get to pip up some extra dice. But we still have to go with Luna, so Luna is going to go explore the space. We're going to finish this side of the board. So let's move Luna.
Moving to a new sector.
Okay, let's see what Luna's got for us. What did she discover? Something that requires a fungal host gain. We just gained stuff there. That's pretty neat, but we got to get up there. Honestly, it would cost very little time to get over there. That's not so bad for us. And it doesn't do anything. It's called the Incandescent Slime River. As you can see, it's a slimy river. So when we come up this way, we can gain some materials quickly there. And while we're there, Luna will scan for materials as well.
Scanning for materials.
I guess Luna couldn't find a lot in the river, so she didn't get much out of that. But that's okay. There's one material there that we could salvage. And I think with that, we're going to call Sally's turn done. So we're going to take this. This will pip up to 1, and this is her current state of dice. She can do things, just not as much as we'd like. Obviously, we're going to have to rest her green die next turn, and that's going to be it for her. So we'll move on to Dave. Dave's got a few things to do. The first thing he's going to do is he will use this die, so it'll go down to nothing, but we're going to go and we're going to collect materials from the space with that. We do that by placing the die here. It'll flip up. We get 1 for using the green die and 1 just for the action, which means we get to take the 2 that are on the space and place them here in our storage. That was his first action. I think for his second action, he will move Luna over to here. I don't think she'll search for anything there. I don't think we could go there. We do have a fungal host. It just takes a lot of time. It would take 2 time to get up there, unless we use our FTL thing, but we're not going to be able to do that, I don't think. I can use ingest slurp. I do have exactly enough to do that. I could get up there. It says an explorer currently within 1 node may ignore the symbols, the time symbols on the node's edge for the remainder of the turn. So we could get up there with Luna. Having a fungal host, it says when entering, if you possess fungal host, we get to uptick 2 dice and gain 2 insight. That might be really, really worth it. I can use my free move there, but we're not there yet. I think we are going to rest this die, but I'm not going to do it at the moment. And then we still have our blue die. I could theorize that would give us... yeah, I could theorize that would give me an insight and give good old Sally an insight. So let's do that. We're going to theorize. Should address this. Now we know about the toxicity level, but it's not out of hand yet. We need to do this as well. Fumigate the filth. Let's stop messing around and get serious, shall we? We must construct the workshop, okay, and fulmigate ourselves, either consuming discovery with a rare polymer. Oh, I have 1 of those. I can keep that property, or using 5 power. I have 2 power. We can get more power. The entire crew must be present at the workshop. Where do I build that? I think I know. The entire crew must be present at the workshop with 2 engineering comprehension. So we need to get Dave engineering comprehension. Crew must be present. We're going to take the fulmigate action, have the workshop. We can spend a rare polymer. Is that for each person? Ourselves, either we can start either just consuming a discovery with a rare polymer. So just one. So we got it. We can do this pretty easily, actually. Well, not easily, but not terribly. Now we know we're going to lose some materials right now, and we're going to have to gather more materials as well. So we'll see how this is going to go for us. It might be interesting. Okay, well, Dave, now you know what your mission is. I do think getting those discoveries up will be helpful because he could get the engineering. We need 2, and she already has 1, so that's pretty good. But I think we will use his last die to theorize. So that's going to go there. We'll tick it down 1, and both of us, he'll gain an insight, as well as Sally. She will gain an insight too. So we're almost at a point where we can actually do that. Then we've got to, of course, get over there and build the engineering or whatever that is, the workshop, which would be helpful. Now remember, these abilities can be used anywhere. These abilities on these things, I don't have to be on the research hut to use it, which is helpful. So that was his last die action, but we got some things to do still. Now he is going to unfortunately consume 1 material to do his ingest pearlescent slurry, and exploring your node within 1 node may ignore the time symbols on a node's edge the remainder of this turn. Boom. We're going to do that. Now I wish he could move twice, because then he could use that with a traverse and avoid all these time symbols on here. We're going to have to use it again though soon. So he will then move, and for his move he's going to go up here with Luna. Now he's ignoring these time symbols. He doesn't have to worry about them, but he does get this because he enters with a fungal host. So he is going to tick up 2 dice, which means that this one, I think, will tick up the 2 that he's already used, but when they're done, yeah, okay. So, and he'll rest the 1, so he'll have 3 1s. That's good. So we'll tick up the blue, we'll tick up the green, and I'll just remember that we've already used them, and then he's going to rest with this one, which will cost him a time. So that'll go up 1. We'll look at that too. So here's his 2 dice back. He is going to gain an insight, 1, and boom, 2 again. I mean, what a master, right? And he's got engineering, which means now he has also his temporal trailblazing. When you move this turn, ignore all node edge symbols between 2 specific nodes this turn. That means like moving over to the, I guess that's what that means. And it just cost me 1 die pip. That's pretty good. We are, however, going to tick this up 1, which is going to trigger something else. But we did make a breakthrough. So before we go, this guy is like the breakthrough king. We got to get his ally, Sally, in the same mode. Oh, shoot. I forgot. This goes to here now because we did our thing and pumped them up. So this is on our rest die. So I need to remember that. I didn't rest with the right die, so it doesn't matter. But it would have mattered, and her altruism goes on support. So we didn't do anything there that would have had any impact this turn, but that's okay with that. Let's get, there's a lot to remember now. Perform augmented yank. Gather up to 2 materials. Oh, this is fantastic for this scenario. From this node or an adjacent node into the stockpile. Boom, and it costs 1 energy to do that. Now we do need energy. No, we don't, because we have a rare polymer with the close eyes and detonate ability or anomaly that we have. So that's pretty good. All right, now we've done everything we need to do here. We pipped up this die, all that's done. We pipped up these 2 using the ability there. We got our comprehension. We're good. We're going to use Luna. Luna is just going to gather materials there so that we can continue to pick some of those up. We're going to need some data again too, but right now we're just going to clear up and get the materials.
Scanning for materials.
Nice, he has the materials. We're almost there. We're getting there. He does, however, when we ticked up that die, he does need to count time, so I got to do that too. What will that do for us? Well, we had 3 materials in there already. I got 2 more out on the table, but not in our supply. So I have 3 here that we have to burn because of the toxicity level. And the reason we have to do that is because of this. That does actually trigger this now. Now, normally this would be sitting here, but I'm putting it right there because of space. So that triggers, we ended up burning 3 materials to satisfy the toxicity level. It means we're basically injecting ourselves with what little protection we've been able to find to stave that off. But that was good because I can collect the materials again this turn where Dave is, and he can put 2 more in there, which will give us 3 for the next time. We won't have to worry about it right away. And we can get to the point where we can build the engineering hut. Very, very useful. Okay. That was good. Now, I didn't move Luna yet. I could still move Luna, and I'm going to.
Moving. Yuck! This is sticky!
Okay, Luna has moved over to this spot. We are going to use 1 data. Maybe we'll wait on that. We don't need to do that now. We don't need to do that now. She's going to move there, so we could use 1 data to do the deploy mechanized puff, but we can do it possibly next turn. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for Dave. That was quite a turn for Dave. Quite a turn for Sally as well. Sally is starting. We need to get her comprehension up. We've got to get that going. She needs more stuff that she can do. She can get rid of our distress with her special ability. It's a polymer, not a. It's powdery, not a polymer. We only have the 1 rare polymer. We need to hold on to that after we build the workshop, which we're going to do next turn probably. So that means Sally's going to be heading back up to here to meet him in this space with Luna, and that way we'll have the whole crew there. We'll have 2 engineering breakthroughs. We will be able to place fulminate with the. We'll build the space, the workshop, and then we'll fulminate, giving up our rare polymer to clear ourselves of the toxicity that was in the area. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what happens next. We'll have to see. So that is going to be the end of our turn this turn, our rounds. So next turn, I'm looking forward to seeing what Sally and Dave can do. I think we're doing okay. We're getting a little low on time. I noticed we're down. We only got a few more rounds we can lose from an endurance perspective to win this. But I do believe that we're doing okay. We still have things to. We're not done yet. We got quite a bit more we have to do, but I feel like we're getting it done in a timely fashion. And if we can build these things next turn, we'll be in really good shape. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough of Unsettled. We're getting a lot more stuff going on the board, so there's a lot more to pay attention to. And as I told you, you're kind of learning half the game as you go. So please forgive me if I made an error. I'm sure, please point them out as well. I'll put them in the notes or something. Maybe I'll start doing what other people do and use the Klingon subtitles or whatever. And if you're waiting to the end, I do want to tell you I am going to be playing in a regular Dungeons & Dragons game on another channel with a very old friend of mine, a co-designer. He's a RPG designer named Darren Drader, and a couple of his friends and ours. Collectively, we're going to be playing D&D every other Thursday. I'm going to start posting some links and stuff on my channel to this so you can enjoy that too. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We did our session 0 yesterday. It was really short. We were just getting used to the, getting exposed to the tools we're going to be using, talking about what characters we're going to play, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you stayed around to hear about that. I will probably make a specific video around it soon, but I hope you got that information, and I hope you enjoy watching role-playing games. I think it's fun. I do it all the time. Anyway, I'll talk to you next time, and I'll see you in our next episode of Unsettled. Bye-bye.
Sally's log journal entry 1. Finally logging an entry. I can't believe those fungal creatures grafted to my suit. They started to tickle, but when I walked any distance they just tore away with no thought of self-preservation. The sound was horrible. Dave helped me to clear them from my suit so I could get in the ship and take a shower. I felt violated by those things. Of course, Dave has a fungal host of his own. I am not sure if it is influencing him or the other way around. Let's hope he is the one in the driver's seat. We are heading now to build a workshop so we can manufacture a cure and fulminate the fungus right out of us. I can't wait to get off this planet. Sally's second office of 2, sadly. Signing off.